I am Kurranji, Queen of Garbagada on the Daintree coast. My procreation duties are light, and my rainforest gardening does not take up too much of my time, so I decided to take on the responsibility of rainforest guide to the many tourists who visit my home. I have lived here my whole life, and stories from millennia have been passed down to me by my ancestors, so I appointed myself expert guide. My favourite haunt in this ancient land is around a place called Mudja, which means rainforest or jungle. I roam from the coolness of the hills to the mangroves alongside the creeks. I like to bathe in the creek called Noah. During the tourist season, many groups come to enjoy the amazing diversity of plant life, from ancient plant lineages to rare and endemic species. Some of these plants are simple and have not changed in millions of years, but others are more complex with clever adaptations. One very rare plant with a limited range is even named after me, because its seeds need to pass through my gut to ensure germination. It is called Rainforest Kurranji. A couple of years ago, a strange thing occurred. The tourists suddenly stopped visiting and stayed away for a long time. The cause of this was a great mystery to me and made me sad, because I had become used to their presence. The rumour was that a strange pestilence had visited the humans and they had retreated to their homes. I cannot speak the languages of these tourists, but that is okay because there are information boards along the boardwalk, so I'm mainly here for the wow factor. Some tourists are lucky enough to spot me as I cross the path, because once I enter the forest I am very well camouflaged, even though I am brightly coloured. I can sit still and nobody even notices me. The rainforest is full of sound. There are always birds singing, tiny crabs clicking their nippers, reptiles scurrying along, frogs croaking, and sometimes spectacled flying foxes hanging from the trees, continually chattering. I make an impressive sound when I walk through the leaf litter. It is a heavy crunch crunch, crunch crunch. My sound is distinctive, with a pleasant rhythm, unlike the chaotic scratchings of the scrub hens. I pass the pandanus with their characteristic chewed leaves and know that peppermint stick insects are lurking within. I look up and see delicate orchids flowering during their season. Sometimes there is a tree kangaroo high in the canopy, snoozing the day away. I look through the mangroves to see different barks and flowers, the beginning of a new propagule and the big cannonball seed pods. Everything is continually changing. My favourite place was around an ancient strangler fig that arched over the boardwalk. The tourists liked to pose for photographs next to it, but I loved it for the big red fruits that were often on the ground around it. They are from the endemic black palm, but I also like cassowary plums and blue quandong. I hope that my offspring follow in my footsteps and become Daintree rainforest guides.